Hello and welcome to another spooky HorrorFest 2018 video, and today I'm counting down my picks for my top 5 favorite scary games of all time. Now yes, these might not be the scariest games in the world to you. You might find something more scary. These are my games that I picked, my own personal opinion, and just keep that in mind as we go through. So, number 5 on my list is going to be my actual favorite Silent Hill game, and it's a controversial decision because a lot of people like to reference Silent Hill 2, a lot of people like to reference Silent Hill 3. I have always been a Silent Hill 4 fan. That is my favorite game in this franchise, and I think Silent Hill 4 is the best this series offered still to this day. I really enjoyed the original. I enjoyed everything that came before it. I've enjoyed through different ways what's come after it. For my money, Silent Hill 4 was the first one that actually had some really good legitimate scares and an incredibly dark storyline that was actually kind of ahead of its time when it came out. Highly recommended Silent Hill 4 The Room. You can play it on the original Xbox and PS2. Number 4 on my list, also going to be a controversial decision. This harkens back to more of me as a kid and growing up in a religious household and everything, but the original Doom was a scary as hell game for me at the time. The concept of you being a Marine fighting demons and everything was really kind of crazy at the time that I was a kid. And just the different noises that the demons and stuff would make in the game was really kind of creepy. And you know, as a kid who was like 6-7 years old, this shit really freaked me out. So yeah, you go back to Doom today, it's not a scary game today by any means, but kind of put yourself in the mindset of 1993 when those were top-notch, ahead of its time graphics. This is some scary shit. That's number 4 on my list. Number 3 on my list is actually going to be an Xbox 360 exclusive game, and it was a launch title, and it's one of my favorite scary horror games of all time, and that is the original Condemned. I love this game to death. It's one of my personal favorite games for any system, and I think more people should have played this game. I really enjoyed it. It is a phenomenal piece of work. It is a very atmospheric horror game, so to speak. And yes, it did have a sequel, and I think there are some really good scary moments in its sequel, but if I had to pick one, it would be the original Condemned. Just the mannequin scene alone inside that decrepit mall, scary stuff, man. Highly recommend the original Condemned. Number 2, I'm going to cheat on this list a little bit. I do consider it a game, however, it was kind of a demo for something that we never got. And I'm not going to get into the controversy about why we're never getting that game. You guys know the story well, but I have to put it on this list because it made such an impact in the industry that it affected other modern horror games, and that is PT. Yes, the playable teaser for what would have become the new Silent Hill game is a damn impressive and incredibly scary experience, and probably in the last 10 years the scariest game that I've played, and it was just a demo, and it's for a game that we never got. And yes, I know it's weird, you're running through the same loop of this house, but it is terrifying, let me tell you. If you've never played it before, it's really hard to come by now as Konami took it down. If you don't have a PlayStation that already has it, you kind of really can't get it. I know there's some workarounds where maybe you can download it if you had it before, but you aren't able to download it on a new account today. But PT, holy shit, man, what a scary experience. And finally, number 1 on my list is going to be the original Resident Evil. Obviously, it's my favorite game of all time. I also think it is the scariest game of all time for me. Today, by today's standards, not a scary game, but you have to also put yourself in my shoes. I was around 10 years old when the original Resident Evil released on the PS1, and for the very first time I played it with my cousins, and that first time you run into the zombie in that, you know, cornered off part of that hallway, and he turns his head, scared the shit out of me as a kid. Also, I love the hell out of that game, and I remember playing it through with my cousin, because I didn't have a PS1 at the time, and we played through it. Then I got a PS1, and then I rented that game a bunch and played through it. Obviously, the GameCube remake, phenomenal. Best way to play that game. You can play it now on pretty much everything. The only place that that game isn't on is the Switch, and I still I still plead with you, Capcom, put the original Resident Evil on the Switch. I would love that to death. The original Resident Evil, my pick for scariest game of all time. I'd love to know in the comments below, what is your scariest games of all time? What do you like playing in the months of October? Let me know. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, until next time.